Hello, hello, my fellow seekers of the strange and terrifying. Welcome to Romanchakhindistory, the podcast where we peel back the curtain on real-life horrors that'll keep you up at night. I'm your host, Joseph, and I just want to take a moment to say thank you, truly thank you, for tuning in. Whether you're a die-hard fan or a curious newcomer joining us for the first time, I'm so glad you're here. You make this journey into the dark possible. Before we dive in, a quick shout out to all of you who've been sending in your own eerie experiences. Keep them coming. Drop us a line at our email address, and maybe your story will light up a future episode. Now, today's tale is something special. It's got all the makings of a nightmare you'd see on the big screen. Think Evil Dead vibes with its isolated cabin, unleashed demons, and buckets of gore. But here's the kicker. This isn't Hollywood. This is a story whispered about in a small town. A real event that left scars, both physical and otherwise. So, settle in, dim the lights, and let's step into the shadows together. It was late October 2016 in a sleepy corner of Florida. Three friends, Ellie, Ryan, and Tara, decided to ditch their mundane lives for a weekend retreat. They'd found a listing online for a dirt-cheap cabin rental deep in Black Pine Forest. The photos showed a quaint little place. Weathered logs, a sagging porch, surrounded by towering pines that swallowed the sunlight. It was perfect, or so they thought. The drive out there was uneventful, just three 20-somethings laughing about work and blasting music. But when they arrived, the cabin felt wrong. It wasn't just old, it was ancient, like it had been abandoned for decades. The windows were grimy, the door hung crooked, and there was this faint smell like wet rot and something metallic. Still, they shrugged it off. They were there to unplug, to hike, to breathe fresh air. Inside, the cabin was sparse. A rickety table, a dusty couch, and a fireplace clogged with ash. Ellie, the optimist of the group, cracked a joke about it being rustic chic. But Tara, she noticed it first. A low hum, barely audible, vibrating through the floorboards. They ignored it, chalking it up to the wind or old pipes. That first night, they built a fire, cracked open some beers, and swapped stories. But as the hours ticked by, the hum grew louder, more insistent. Ryan, the skeptic, decided to investigate. He traced the sound to a trapdoor under the rug in the corner, a cellar they hadn't noticed before. Curiosity got the better of them. Armed with their phone flashlights, they pried the trapdoor open and descended into the dark. The air down there was thick, damp, and cold, like stepping into a grave. And there on a rotting shelf they found it, a small wooden box, carved with jagged runes that looked like they'd been scratched in by something sharp. Ryan, always the bold one, popped it open. Inside was a single object, a shard of black stone, smooth as glass, pulsing faintly with a red glow. Tara said it looked alive. Ellie laughed nervously, saying they'd found buried treasure. But when Ryan picked it up, the hum stopped, and the silence was worse. Then the lights upstairs went out. They scrambled back up from the cellar, the trapdoor slamming shut behind them. The cabin was pitch black now, the fire snuffed out like someone had doused it. Their phones wouldn't turn on, batteries dead, screens blank. And outside, the wind had stopped. The forest was silent, unnaturally so. That's when they heard the first sound, a wet, guttural rasp, like something dragging itself across the porch. Ellie peeked through the window and froze. "There's something out there," she whispered. In the moonlight, they saw it, a figure hunched and twisted, its limbs too long, its head jerking unnaturally. Sound effect, rasping breath and dragging footsteps. Before they could react, the door rattled on its hinges. Tara screamed as it burst open, and the thing, it wasn't human, lurched inside. Its skin was gray and peeling, its eyes glowing red, like the stone Ryan still clutched. It didn't speak, but its mouth stretched wide, revealing rows of jagged, blood-stained teeth. Ryan threw the stone at it, hoping to drive it off. Bad move. The moment it hit the floor, the creature shrieked, a sound so loud it shook the walls, and then it changed. Its body split open, flesh tearing apart like wet paper, spilling black ichor onto the floor. From the gore emerged something worse, a towering skeletal demon, its bones wrapped in sinew, its claws dripping with the same black ooze. The cabin erupted into chaos. Tara bolted for the back door, but the demon was faster. It grabbed her leg, yanking her back with a sickening crunch. Her screams turned to gurgles as it tore into her, claws slashing through muscle and bone, painting the walls red. Ellie and Ryan ran upstairs, barricading themselves in the bedroom. But the demon wasn't alone. The cabin itself seemed to turn against them. The floorboards splintered, the walls oozed that same black filth, and whispers filled the air, chanting in a language they couldn't understand. Downstairs, Tara's body twitched. She stood up, or rather, it did. Her eyes were gone, replaced by hollow sockets leaking blood. Her jaw hung loose, unhinged, as she, or the thing inside her, started clawing at the stairs. Ellie and Ryan were trapped. The bedroom door buckled as Tara's possessed corpse battered it, her nails scraping deep gouges into the wood. Below, the demon roared, its footsteps shaking the cabin like an earthquake. "We have to destroy it," Ellie cried, pointing at the stone Ryan had picked up again. "That's what started this." They didn't have much, just a rusty axe Ryan had found in the closet and a half-empty bottle of whiskey. Thinking fast, Ellie doused the stone with the liquor, while Ryan hacked at the door to keep Tara at bay. Her arm broke through, skin sloughing off in chunks, and he swung the axe, severing it. The stump sprayed blood, but she didn't stop. Ellie lit a match from her pocket and dropped it onto the stone. The whiskey ignited, and the stone flared red, then black, letting out a scream that wasn't human, like 1,000 voices begging to be freed. The demon downstairs howled in response, crashing up the stairs as the fire spread. The door gave way, and Tara lunged, pinning Ryan to the floor. Her teeth sank into his shoulder, tearing flesh as he screamed. Ellie grabbed the axe and swung, burying it in Tara's skull. The body collapsed, but the demon was there now, its claws slashing through the air. In a last-ditch effort, Ellie kicked the burning stone toward it. The flames caught its sinewy legs, and it shrieked, thrashing as the fire consumed it. The cabin trembled, windows shattering, walls collapsing inward. Ellie dragged Ryan out, his arm hanging limp, blood soaking his shirt. They stumbled into the woods as the cabin imploded behind them, swallowed by a sinkhole of black earth. The demon's final roar echoed through the trees, then faded. Ellie and Ryan made it to a ranger station at dawn, half dead and raving about monsters. The authorities searched Black Pine Forest, but there was no cabin, no sinkhole, just an empty clearing where the GPS said it should have been. Tara's body was never found. Ryan's wounds got infected. He didn't make it through the week. Ellie survived, but she's a ghost of herself now, locked away in a psych ward, muttering about red eyes in the dark. Locals avoid that part of the forest. They say if you listen closely on quiet nights, you can still hear the hum, and sometimes a rasping breath from the trees. So, next time you're scrolling for a cheap getaway, maybe skip the ones that sound too good to be true. And that's it for today's dive into the abyss, folks. I hope you're still breathing after that one. If it gave you chills, or if you've got a story of your own, drop us a review or share it with a friend who loves a good scare. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and keep an eye on the shadows. This world's got more horrors than we'll ever know. Sleep tight, if you can.